Hey guys, this is Johnny back here again. And if you're going through this training in my blogging bootcamp, then by now you should have a pretty good understanding of why you should have a blog. No matter what niche you're in, you should have a blog. And you've got a pretty decent idea of starting to plan the actual process. And you should have a basic blog already set up. So now it's time to get busy. But before we get too deep into the actual creation of blog content, I want to cover 3 of the biggest obstacles that 95% of people face. And, these are the number 1 reasons why most people never even get started. And that's just the worst, never even getting started, because you're failing before you even gave yourself a chance. So, obstacle number 1 is that people feel like, I don't know what to say. Or, Johnny, who would listen to me? And what you got to understand is that 99% of people feel this. Any of the major bloggers you see out there today, they felt this when they were getting started. And so that should tell you that this is perfectly normal. But it's not even close to a reason that should keep you from getting started. Every single blogger starts this way. Every entrepreneur starts this way. And obstacle number 2, which I guess is kind of the same obstacle as number 1, is that you have no credibility, so you feel like nobody cares what you have to say. Again, every marketer started from the bottom. Every blogger, every entrepreneur started somewhere, right? Nobody started with a big following. Nobody knew who they were when they first got started. So here's the thing. People don't care what you have to say. I mean, people really don't care about you. They don't care about where you've been or what you know. In the end, people only care about themselves. Now, I know this sounds kind of harsh, but what I mean is that people only care if your content brings value to their lives. They care if you're answering a struggle that they have. They care if they can learn something new or get inspired or motivated by whatever you have to say. They don't care if your day job is, a dishwasher at the local chicken chef. It doesn't matter to them. They really don't care. All they care about is, are you delivering value? Can I benefit from this person's content? Okay? So your credibility does not matter as long as you're delivering value. And if you feel like you just have no value to offer, well, don't worry about that, because we're going to talk about that in one of the next modules, and you're going to learn how you can have amazing content lined up for years to come without being creative. All right, so the next obstacle people face is that they think the business is too hard, or that you need to be some kind of a technical genius. And here's what I'll tell you. Don't ever, 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 ever let technology stop you from accomplishing your dreams. I mean, technology has become such a commodity, and you can pretty much get anything done for super, super cheap, whether that's designing a graphic or even setting up a blog. You can find someone on like odesk.com or fiverr.com that they'll do it for a stupid low price. And I'll tell you, one of the biggest bloggers in the home business space, his name is Ray Higdon. Guys, the dude doesn't even know how to set up a WordPress blog. That's crazy considering the guy has made multiple millions of dollars from his blog. So really, this business is pretty simple. You want to provide value and promote some offers in order for you to make an income. That's really what it boils down to in its most simplest form. So I said it's simple, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's easy. Because in the beginning, you're not going to make any money from your blog. And so the difficult part is to persevere through that initial stage when you're trying to get some traction. But as you start to gain traction and you stay consistent, you can dominate whichever niche you choose just by blogging. So the business is not necessarily easy, but you know what? It is worth it. You just have to be willing to put in the time and the hard work to build an online asset that can pay you residually over and over again and actually provide a life of freedom and happiness. And if you're not okay with doing that, then you can just give up and stay broke. Or you can put your head down, get to work, and be happy. So just get started right now. A lot of people won't ever even get started just because they feel like they haven't perfected everything yet. And here's what I'll tell you. And this is something that I also heard from Ray Higdon, is that version 1.0 is infinitely better than version 0.0. So basically, don't let the fact that you haven't perfected everything stop you. The only way you're going to get better and get closer to perfection is just by getting started, by putting your stuff out there. This is something that I used to struggle with, and I actually had my blog set up for, probably like 4 months before I actually started creating content. And, just having a website out there means nothing. And so I wasn't getting any results, obviously. I was too focused on making everything pretty. And I just couldn't seem to get it to where I wanted it to be. What I did finally realize is that I needed to become a fast action taker, and so I did. I started creating blog posts every single day, even though I wasn't happy with the way my blog looked. But I knew that the profit-producing activity is providing value and creating content, and so every day, before I would mess around with the cosmetics of my website, I would finish my content creation first, and then in my spare time, I would work on making my blog look the way I liked it. And the fact is, if you're waiting for perfection, you're never ever going to get started, because my blog is nowhere near perfect, and every single blogger feels this way too. Your business should not be about trying to attain perfection, because perfection does not exist. It should be about getting better, and in order to do that, you have to get started. Alright, so now we've overcome the main obstacles. So now let's get into making your blog posts effective. And in order to do that, you have to be writing to a specific person. See, the thing about the home business niche is that people tend to think that every single person on the planet could benefit from our opportunity. And so they try to market to anyone and everyone. And what happens is that they reach no one. So even though, yes, everyone on the planet wants to make more money, not everyone wants to start a business. Not everyone wants to use the internet to generate leads. Not everyone wants to buy or sell vitamins, or whatever it is that you're promoting. You have to really narrow down who you're talking to, so that way your message is going to be super effective and your readers are going to feel like you're speaking right at them, almost like you read their mind, because you know what they struggle with and you provided a solution. So if you're in the home business niche like I am, are you targeting struggling network marketers or struggling internet marketers? Or maybe you're targeting financial planners or real estate investors. Maybe you're targeting stay-at-home moms or stay-at-home dads. You see how when you target a specific person, you can write much more directly. You see how powerful that is, right? Now, when you're deciding who your perfect prospect would be, I would recommend starting with yourself. Like for me, I was a struggling network marketer. I was struggling talking to people and recruiting reps and calling leads. And so that's who I decided to target, because obviously I know the pains and struggles of that type of person because I was there myself. And so it's very easy for me to write to that specific person. And so before you write your content, ask yourself a few questions. Would this interest your perfect prospect? Does it solve a problem for them? What are some frequently asked questions? And those are the questions that you should be answering. So who would be perfect for your business opportunity? Who would be perfect for your products or services? And who would you actually love to work with, right? So you want to get very specific. What books do they read? What kind of hobbies do they have? You should know these things. Now, with all that being said, you can have more than one target prospect, but you should start with only one. And then when you get some traction, then you can branch out into some other target markets. So maybe you start with gym owners. You're marketing your exercise supplements to gym owners. And you start doing pretty well. You've got a decent following and you're starting to make a decent income. But then you realize that it's actually more profitable to go after personal trainers. Well, at this point, it's okay to add personal trainers. And so your marketing can now start to talk to personal trainers as well as gym owners. All right, so let's start talking about making money on your blog. And this is really what you were waiting for, right? Now, you don't want to just go to ClickBank and start promoting completely random offers. In my opinion, I have found that it's best to only promote offers that you own. Products and programs that you actually use. And so that way you can actually attest to them and you know that they're quality and your customer will actually get benefit. I'm pretty picky with what I promote, and I don't really promote a whole lot of different offers. If there's a product that I can promote and my commission per sale is like $1,000, I don't care. If I don't know for a fact that it's a high quality, top-notch product, I'm not going to promote it, because what that does, if you promote some crappy product that offers no value, it's going to break that trust factor between you and your prospect. Because you've stamped your name on there. Your stamp of approval is on that product. And if it was a crappy product, that person is never going to buy from you again. And that's the best way to make a ton of money with a blog, or really any business model, is to get repeat customers. Customers that trust you and buy what you recommend over and over again. See, marketing is not really about selling things. It's about helping people and providing value. And don't be afraid to start creating your own products. This is so easily done. You can use something like Camtasia and PowerPoint and put together a slideshow and then record it with you talking and teaching. That's exactly how I created this very video that you're watching right now. It's really not as tough as you think it is. Now, how do you get your blog visitors to buy your stuff? Well, in your content, you should obviously be providing a ton of value to build trust. And don't have a lack mentality. See, some people are going to teach you to not give everything away for free on your blog because, well, who's going to pay for it if you give everything away for free? Look, I've got over 200 blog posts on my blog, and there are very few people who are going to go back through the archives and go through all that content. Most people would just much rather they would pay a few bucks and have all the best content bundled up in a nice little package. So one of the most powerful things you can do on your blog is just to tell people what you want them to do. So, if you want them to share a specific piece of content, then just tell them specifically. Click the Facebook share button on your right-hand side. Or you want them to check out your new product, then just tell them. It's called a call to action. And this is very important because think about it. Most people, they come to your blog to read some more awesome content, right? They don't have the thought in their head of checking out your new product. So if you just have the offer in your sidebar just sitting there idly, very few people are going to notice it. But if you specifically tell them to check it out, you're going to have a lot more action on that product. This is pretty much marketing 101, but it's very important. All right, guys, I hope you got value from this training. I hope you took a ton of notes. And in the next one, we are going to talk about becoming a content creation machine. See you in the next video.